Okay, hello and welcome to the promised walk round of the Black 40th Anniversary Jimny Sierra cross adventure. A little bit late because of the weather. Last few days the snow's just cleared, and because we knew it was going to snow, we pulled another one in, which is going out to its new owner as soon as the registration plates are back. And I'll just give you a quick look at this one, what we're doing with it, what we have done with it. Let me just put it back onto its wheels. So that is the front panel with the Cora heat that we're just building back up, below which this is the front end that you cannot get anywhere near unless the bumpers are off. And the underneath, that is just a quick show you of what car looks like after it's done. Now this one isn't done. I may have explained why it hasn't been done, because the underneath is in such great condition. The outside, there's lots of pictures of the outside, so have a quick look at the outside, then we'll have a look under the engine bay. We'll pull this in. Bear in mind it hasn't had a full wax and polish yet, but it is still a bit dusty. It wants a good wash off, it wants everything doing, but as you can see, it's quite a shiny car. It's got the front panel where the wipers are, that needs it just needs some restoration, along with and it's plastics in the sun, that needs the restoration. All this will be done. The headlights are sort of mediocre, but they do need, we sand that down, polish it and put lacquer on it. So it's not a case of, we don't sand it down, polish it, leave it like that, because that would make it super shiny, but it would be literally a few weeks before it started to fade again. We put lacquer on, so it is protected. It's, as we say, it's the 40th Anniversary Edition. One thing to notice is, if you look at those two, they both have roof rails, but then in 2010, which is 40 years since they started making the Jimny, this edition they didn't put roof rails on. It looks a little bit more like the new Jimny, the JB74. Inside we have branded mats, branded leather effect seats. Now these are super comfy seats. Again, we haven't cleaned them, they do need a little bit of a clean. What we have done though is fit the fog light, converted the dashboard to read in miles per hour instead of just only kilometers, because that's in Japan. We've got a Atoto S8 head unit. There's a few little fingerprints on it, that needs cleaning. It's only just gone with this. Now this head unit, will allow you to plug your phone in, and get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and charge your phone while you're doing it. We've got, that's the rear camera, so you don't need to have it in reverse for the rear camera. That button there is the Atoto dashcam. That's the front, and that's what it's looking at. Sorry for the mess. There's your dashcam, which you put an SD card into. You have a Wi-Fi transmitter there, which means you can connect to the internet, you can connect to Google, anything you want to, as long as you're in range, if you're near home or near a Wi-Fi hotspot. And you have a GPS there for sat-nav and GPS location, and your microphone there. back to this. I'm not going to go through all the functions of this. There is a video we've done of a lower level unit. This is the best unit you can get that the Atoto do, apart from the bigger size ones. Going to go back through having a look at the inside. It's a little bit dark in here, but as you can see, the carbon fibre trim looks great. Everything, it's virtually unmarked. Obviously it's a 12-year-old car, but it's a 12-year-old car that is in super condition. It's even got a mark from Japan in there. Couple of things to look at. Now remember, this car hasn't been cleaned. The door shuts there are all spotless. This, if you can get it, this little elastic thing there, which to be honest I think is a little bit loose, useless, is usually quite droopy. So that's quite a tight one. Got all the things like this, unmarked, all look like the new cars. All the rubbers around about here. Go to the back of the car. Now, it does have a spare wheel. It's got a spare wheel. It's got a spare wheel and a spare wheel cover. The wheel cover is a metallic. Usually the ones for the special editions, I'll just make sure the carriage doors open up. Usually the ones for the special editions are like a GRP hard plastic, but the one for this one is like a metallic one. It has got, and here is it. I mean, it really is pointless showing you this. I'm going to show it you anyway, because you should look here on a Jimny. And the boot floor is like new. It has got matching rear seats as the front seats, but also it's got the load levelers, which, if I do it with one hand, there we go. Both of these lay down flat and give you a flat low space, but also still got room under there. Clicks back up. Oop, stands back up. And that just locates in there, one on both sides. So, the main thing with this car is, as you expect, the underneath. So, if you just give me a couple of seconds. Okay, so by the magic of television, we've now got it tilted. We've got two axle stands on it, so I can get underneath, and it's quite safe. Wheels off, so we can have a look behind the wheel, see what's going on underneath in the arches, around and about the suspension, different parts. Now, one thing that you may or may not be aware of is all cars, the discs start to corrode when they are stood. Now, this car has passed an MOT. However, we are going to put new discs and pads on, just not until somebody gives the okay and wants it. So, and the unfortunate bit is the discs are the first thing you see, and the first straight into your face, and you think, God, that looks awful. However, if you can ignore that and look past it, what we're looking at here are the condition of nuts, bolts, fastenings. If you look on the prop shaft, all the bolts and nuts and fastenings, everything look like new. They look like, and they will, if you need to, if you watch any videos on YouTube, anybody who's saying, right, this is how to swap out the suspension if they're going to lift it, they have problems. They have problems with just undoing the nuts. Now, all of these nuts, and believe me, I know this because I've done it for a number of different reasons, all these nuts, while they get down, just click and come off straight away. You've got all fixings like this, and often you look at these and you think, this is too good, it's too good, it's too nice. If you look in the back there, you see pipes, and there is, and they just look too new. Everything looks so new. This car is just dirty. When I say dirty, it's dusty more than dirty. It needs a good rinse off, a good wash off, and a good underbody treatment. And if you know 4x4s, this is the back of the hub, the swivel hubs, which are really clean. A little bit of surface rust, and these are just covers on. If you can see there, this is just the seal, the hub seal. Guarantee you look on YouTube. I've seen one of this where they've changed the kingpin bearing, and which that's the kingpin bearing at the top and the bottom. If you know Jimnys, you will know that's one of the kingpins. The other ones at the top. That's a kingpin. They have a bearing on each one of them for the hub to swivel on. And just for instance, I saw one recently, and these bolts, or the heads of them, were like domes. They really struggled to get them off. Everything there, if you bear with me while I get it one-handed, and we make our way to the back of the car. Because out of everything, realistically, you are buying the condition of the car. You're buying the condition of a car which is as close as it could be for a car this age of coming out of the factory. If you look at all this, it is a little bit difficult holding the phone, narrating, holding the light so you get it all, but if you can see just things like can you see that? What I'm trying to show you there are bolts on the fuel tank which look like the new, brand new, the heads on them. Here we've got on the suspension, on the arms, all under the all the underbody. Here is where most of your corrosion happens. Here's the inner arch, nothing there. That bears just a little bit of damp, because it's been sat outside. Let's see if we can get underneath a little bit more. As you can see, there's nothing anywhere. Even the exhaust looks quite meaty up to most. It looks like it's a little bit thicker than the normal exhaust. And what you're doing here, what you're getting here, is a better view of the car than if you came yourself and had a roll around on the floor, because often it's a bit awkward finding something to lay on. Saves you having to come, but it's got everything that you need to look at under here. Last thing, what we'll do, we'll go and we'll have a quick look underneath the engine bay. And here we are under the engine bay. The engine bay will have some degree of dressing, as in it will be cleaned, it will be de-dusted. But here is where everybody looks at Jimnys. All the pipes, everything looks like new. But the back of the headlights, this area down here, is the area that corrodes. The front panel, as I showed you on the one just outside the garage that we're working on, everything comes off. The front end comes off, the bumper comes off, the headlights come out, everything comes out, and the whole of this front panel is treated with the anti-corrosive underbody treatment from Dinatrol, which is quite a well-respected brand. It's a brand that originally it was a Swedish brand, and they were commissioned by the UK military during the war to come up with some sort of solution to prevent corrosion on tanks that had needed to drive through salt water. So they wanted something so that they could invade France on a beachfront, drive through water, but not rust to bits, and they've been using this ever since. So even when you look down there, the radiator, every single fin. Hope this is enough for you. Hopefully. What I did do is, I do have a microphone that I can put on to make sure that the audio is nice and clear. I hope it is clear. If it's not clear, I'll redo it, but this should do for now.